25 adventure and science fiction books. A staggering total of 100 million copies of his works have been sold. Together with H.G. Wells and Jules Verne, he was one of the big three of science fiction. The Land That Time Forgot, Burroughs' 19th book, probably remains the most imaginative and exciting of all his adventure fantasies. Now a movie company is recreating that elaborate and complex prehistoric world of Edgar Rice Burroughs for the motion picture version of the book.
Budget for it, which was the first.
The designer of the production is Morris Carter.
Since then, we've followed the Edgar Rice Burroughs story, which is so full of action. The story basically is the story of a submarine wandering off its course with a mixed British and German crew and finding themselves in this strange country which contains the whole essence of life. And we see that on the screen. Ranch house off what is now a busy stretch of Ventura Boulevard in Tarzana, California, Edgar Rice Burroughs lived and wrote most of his works. When he died in 1950, he left a collection of some of the most remarkable fiction of all time. Burroughs used science fiction as a means of enabling his heroes to roam to other planets, to remote parts of the Earth, or to past or future times as a background for his adventurous fiction. But it is hard to think of Edgar Rice Burroughs without thinking of the 26 novels he created of Tarzan, the Lord of the Jungle. His other tales contain some of the most imaginative experiences ever conceived, stretching all the way from prehistory to the far distant future. They go from Earth's core to the furthest stars of the universe, to the deepest fathoms of the sea. In Edgar Rice Burroughs' study, his grandson, Danton Burroughs, describes how this all came about.
My grandfather started writing in 1911. He was 35 years old, and his first book that he wrote in 1911 was Under the Moons of Mars, and he sold that to All Story magazine for $400. Edgar Rice Burroughs differed from H.G. Wells or Jules Verne in that his ability to portray the vivid action and to get the reader involved with the hero or the characters. Like I could relate so much to John Carter. I felt like I was John Carter. Famous sword duels with all these monsters and other things. And I could just relate and get so involved in the character and be so taken away by his storytelling ability. And I was just entranced, mesmerized.
Designer Morris Carter graphically envisioned the animals Burroughs created. Then, specialists were faced with the task of turning these conceptions into working creatures. In a difficult and complicated process, they are articulated on the screen with the live actors. Kevin Connor, the film's director, explains about the first time this happens, when the crew finds the monsters after passing under some uncrossable cliffs.
To land on this place is to go underneath it. Hence, as they have the submarine, they can take off underneath, and they come up in the middle of a million years BC. Dinosaurs, pterodactyls, plecosauruses, mosasaurus, you name it, they meet it.
Doug McClure is the hero in the film who comes face to face with a terrifying surprise. As Trampus of the Virginian TV series. The director talks about his appeal.
Doug is the all-American boy. He is the Edgar Rice Burroughs idea of a hero. He's always cool, he's always plays it straight, he doesn't do anything dirty, he never has any sex, he's a good lad.
Connor assembles his cast of characters in this giant recreation of Caprona, the lost world. He prepares them for a key sequence that Burroughs fantasized. Modern man and primeval man meet head to head. It's enough to tax anyone's imagination, let alone film a sequence like this.
Get him now. I got him.
Easy. Let's get back to the submarine.
Look out!
Sorry,
No, Mr. Tyler, he was trying to tell you something.
Well, he could have done a little less forceful.
Obviously, a film of this nature is full of special effects, like this pterodactyl. Obvious complications here, because the whole creature is over 32 feet across, the wingtips.
Following the Rice Burroughs philosophy, obviously, about the progression of the tribes go up through this land.
One of the more fascinating speculations of Burroughs was his concept of the development of the humans on the island. In certain areas, they were very primitive. Further inland, the evolutionary stages are more advanced and the tribes more intelligent.
Full pressure. Girls in your first positions on the pole. Right back down, that's the way.
That was something else to be carefully recreated.
Look at the women in that pool. What are they doing?
Then there was the daily task of makeup for an army of actors.
But I think that this originally, this makeup took from 6:45 in the morning and used to finish at 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, going down.
I mean, we were in from 8 until 12 today, so 4 hours on that.
The film travels at 90 miles an hour, never stops.
Handling that kind of pace, the director works with his stuntmen, setting up a complex fight for the film.
Quiet.
Down. We're going to knock out the way.
Take one.
Okay, let it go in.
It's the kind of physical action for which Edgar Rice Burroughs is so well known.
There's a certain beauty with things exploding. I know it's terrifying, but you know, the way you see it burst into the sky and things falling down.
Derek Meddings is supervising some of the most elaborate and dangerous visual effects in the motion picture. The work is critical, and the team of specialists under Meddings prepare for weeks, readying a climactic moment in Edgar Rice Burroughs' story.
Big explosions, big fire explosions. So we're going to use petrol in oil drums, set off with maroons. So from the camera position, we're going to have a lot of smoke up there and these very, very large explosions.
We have to wait for it to fill up with air again.
We want to rehearse the rocks once, please, going down.
explosives are highly volatile even in the hands of experts. Their placement and firing is a matter of concern during the filming. One explosion going off in the wrong direction can destroy equipment and harm crew and actors.
Years to finally put this picture together. We're going to stick to the flavor of Edgar Rice Burroughs as far as the portrayal and the way that the book is written. My grandfather would have been very pleased and elated that one of his best science fiction works, The Land That Time Forgot, is being filmed right now.